Everyone, Angry Spork here with Young Justice, Season 3, Episode 12, Nightmare Monkeys with the Stars in Their Eyes. Okay, I don't know where that came from. I swear I'm not on drugs. So we open on Beast Boy filming an episode of his TV show. When they cut, the director says, "Oh, I like that single tear you give at the death of, his friend on the show." And he's like, "Yeah, I've had practice." Like, okay, yeah, that's not so subtle in there. Gretchen Good walks on, and she says that she handles everything about Good Studios, including casting Logan. We get some hastily given relationship backstory on Logan. Like the director of the show is his godfather, and I think maybe also his manager. And of course, Rita is his godmother. Rita being his Elastigirl on the Doom Patrol, and apparently a co-star of his mom's old TV show, Logan's mom's old TV show. A little more on that later. A guy walks up that Garfield refers to as Mento, and he doesn't like being called that. There's obvious animosity between the two. Logan is, living with him. They don't get along. We leave that scene and go to Happy Harbor, where Victor Stone is introduced to Nightwing's new team, and meets Forager's new form to hilarious consequence. He's frightened and falls down. They explain the boom tube situation to Grayson and the others, and Connor recalls the dissected mother box. And Jace says that during X's experiments on it, Simon X, it let out an energy burst of some kind, probably its soul. And Artemis, of all people, says, "Hello, Megan." So I guess she wants to keep that catchphrase alive. She recalls Fate saying that Halo had an old soul. And Gabrielle Dowd may well have died, but it was the mother box that was reborn in her body. So both minds were more or less wiped, with flashes of both left behind, and that explains why she, remembers her life before dying, and also how she knows so much about, New Genesis and so forth. And of course, the boom tube. I think there's still more to be said, especially, because she clearly remembered stuff from when she was Gabrielle, but she chose not to say anything. So as far as everyone else is concerned, she still doesn't remember jack. At the very least, if they realize she lied to them about not remembering anything, they have yet to show any consequences of that. So Garfield Logan is sitting in a hotel room waiting for his girlfriend, Queen Perdita, to, finish getting ready for their date. And with her permission, and this was a nice touch actually, he tries on her good goggles, which he kind of received as a complimentary gift. And I thought, really, I do like the touch that he asked permission before trying them on, like a hapless goon, because there's just so many times that it's like, it was how I was raised. It's like, you want to, look at someone's thing, you gotta ask permission. I've made mistakes, but it's like no one ever asks permission in the movies and the TV show. They just, I'm gonna haplessly do this thing. Oh, wacky shenanigans ensue that could have been easily avoided, and we have to wonder if it was worth it. Anyway, so he plays this game based on Space Trek, the show he's in, and he actually starts playing as his own character. And there's this needle that quickly pokes him in the temple, and he doesn't really, he just scratches his head. I guess it was more like probably felt more like a bug bite if it elicited only that response. So meanwhile in Happy Harbor, Vic, he still wants to go back to his old life, find some way to do that, and Sphere suddenly transforms into one of its vehicle modes, and starts viewing Victor as a threat. That's when he goes purple again. Halo does her chant, which calms Vic's technological parts down, and then she, personally tells Sphere to calm down herself. But Grayson notes that okay, she's effective, but it's clearly only a temporary solution, so they may as well stick together. Gar still has the goggles on, even though his game is finished, and in a very flat, serious tone, he says that they're going to go to Encino. They have to go to Encino instead of somewhere else they were going to go. The goggles short out. Suddenly he's on the bridge of the show he stars in, and it's crewed by the ghosts of dead teammates. We see Robin, which is likely Jason Todd. We see Kid Flash in the commander's chair. There's Aqua Girl, and I think there was one or two others that I overlooked. Oh, this is Crash. Gotta keep the lingo alive, I guess. Back in Happy Harbor, Halo does not recall any chanting on her part. That seems to be another weird idiosyncrasy of her powers. Like, she can calm Victor down, but she doesn't realize what she does or when she does it. Megan and Connor are off having a telepathic conversation about how they have very little time to themselves these days because they've taken in so many strays. Then we jump back to Gar's vision, and the hollow images of the other of the dead teammates begin dying one by one because of the alien attack on the main screen. All except for Kid Flash, and of course they got Jason Spizak to come back for the voice. Of course, I think he's already voicing Fred Bug, so not that difficult. Fred Bug Vorch, you know what I'm talking about. Then the screen shows Kid Flash's death in the season 2 finale, and the ghost Kid Flash changes the channel to Doom Patrol Go! A couple of members of the Young Justice cast showed up on Teen Titans Go. This is only fair. Garfield noticed a capuchin monkey started chasing it around, and he chases it onto the set of Doom Patrol Go, looking like his Teen Titans Go counterpart. Perdita takes off the goggles, only for him to just pass out. While in his wacky fever dream, I imagine, the Doom Patrol is all voiced by the Teen Titans /Teen Titans Go cast, with the change of Negative Man now being Negative Woman because Tara Strong. I mean, it's really weird. The whole sequence is actually a very well-done introspection on Garfield's feelings about the loss of his mom and the loss of Rita and crazy things going on in his life, while also being a satire of a much maligned show where the Go Doom Patrol all keep talking about how they have to go out and die. So it's like, was there already a Doom Patrol? Was there a Doom Patrol like in between seasons 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, and like they just died? Wow. I'm not sure. They might elaborate on it later. On top of feeling like mother figures in his life keep leaving him, he feels like Mento is exploiting him. And when Megan and Superboy arrive, kind of pushing out the paramedics that Perdita called first out of a panic. Miss Martian takes over and tries to get Gar out of his psychic fugue state. And all of a sudden now Garfield is in a version of his mom's sitcom, complete with laugh track. And his godfather and Rita, apparently were both co-stars of his mom, guest starring Queen Bee, the woman who takes his mom away in the dream, like in real life when she forced her to drive off a cliff. Which we see when the monkey Gar was chasing changes the channel. Garfield, he wants it shut off. He wants it shut off. And when it's shut off, it stops his heart. I've heard of bad cable packages, but this is ridiculous. So the monkey says he's actually a monkey god that chose Gar, and the Martian blood transfusion only helped in giving him his powers. That's why he only changes the animals, because, whole conservation of mass thing. It might seem like they're quickly trying to retcon this version of Beast Boy's powers to be more like the comics, because in the comics it was like a magical green monkey that gave him his powers, I think. Something along those lines. They don't quite do that. They hint that might be the possibility, but they also basically say it could also be just in Garfield's head, the whole monkey god angle. Something to occupy his mind. McGann finally finds him, though he ended up finding the answers himself, so she says. Garfield says that, being a TV star made him feel closer to his mom, but it was really more of a distraction in the end. And then he wakes up. He hands the goggles over to McGann, saying that Granny Goodness is in charge of everything, and thus she is evil! He kisses Perdita, and that means Megan and Connor have to kiss, and of course that means way back in Happy Harbor, Brion has to kiss Violet, because this is what you do. And we get the credits over Sphere. This was a very Beast Boy-centric episode. We haven't seen a lot of him until now, but it was all very well done. It did feel a little complicated, because they just it's like a Gatling gun of exposition about who is Beast Boy related to, what is the relationship between Beast Boy and this character, that character. It was a bit much all at once. As peculiar as his fugue state got, it was still more or less entertaining. People who love this show but don't really like Teen Titans Go might find the Doom Patrol Go segment a little hard to tolerate, but it's not horrible. So and still, while most of the mystery about Halo has been answered, there are still a few questions left, which not so bad. They gotta give you something to go on. So tune in next time for the last episode of the first half of Season 3. See you later.